everybody, and welcome to another episode of That Podcast. Enjoy the show.
Not doing intro music or doing it, or
We do this.
So you missed the
we do
last
this every
episode
single time.
And,
Every
it was a
time.
struggle bus.
No intro. No music.
Nope.
you sure? Then I just don't have a purpose. I'm just trying to find something. I
I'm
don't know what
like,
to do with
what do
my
I do?
hands. Like Will
Nope.
Ferrell.
We're here.
Hi.
All four of us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at the
gang's
same
all
time.
Yeah.
On time, too.
On
Look at
time.
that.
Yeah. Dana tried to make me late by locking me out
I did not lock you out.
because that's
I
always.
think it's a very bold assumption that you think Dana has the knowledge in her brain to
Wow.
lock all the doors that quickly.
Nefarious.
Wow.
Insidious.
I don't.
I was like, I mean that in the most I know Dana and the ADHD brain, not as a she's dumb.
It's just
Okay.
not. It's just not. Technically, I didn't lock the doors. Margene locked you out. So
I was
Oh.
gonna say,
Blame
Dana,
me.
do you want to rebut what
Yeah.
Sarah just said?
no, we're fine.
No, okay.
No, that's what I meant. Is I know Dana's an
understood what she
ADHD
meant.
brain.
Mm-hmm.
Brian just needed to turn it into an insult.
No.
Just had to be
I
mean.
wouldn't. I wouldn't do that.
Man.
All
On a
right.
holiday
wouldn't-
week.
Yeah.
Did I tell you the shirt that Eli wants to get? I
No.
did, didn't I?
Can I guess?
If I did,
You did
you
not.
weren't here, Sarah.
No. Can I guess what it is?
Yeah.
Is it the Back It Up Terry?
No.
Oh.
No.
Back
Is it-
it up, Terry.
I
You know that
yeah.
viral video of
No.
the fireworks going off and the man in the wheelchair, and they're like,
Put it in reverse, Terry. Back it up, Terry. You gotta back it up. And he's just stuck.
no. I don't know what that is.
Me neither.
No. I don't think.
I'm going to have to look
Is
it
it
up.
the David Spade, Joe Dirt?
No. No. But I don't.
I feel like
he's-
you did tell us, but I cannot remember.
Is it just an Old Navy,
Just the
America
Old Navy,
shirt
but-
classic?
No.
Okay, I'm out of guesses.
I don't think he's going to get it, though, because I was home and he didn't mention it, and he would have mentioned it. I thought that he ordered a shirt that says, "The British blew a 13-colony lead."
That's a pretty good one.
Of course. That's,
I like that. That's a good shirt.
It's a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Independence Day.
I mean, they did a lot because, I mean, how many colonies and countries did they
Man. And
have
just
at their
slowly
peak
over
and then
time.
just slowly lost?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure they had all of them. they
Right?
Yeah.
they had the risk board beat.
Yep.
Um,
That's
It's
then
the original hoarders.
yeah.
That's true. Yep.
Like, I watched a video about them being like, oh, do you know why it's called soccer? And it was two British ladies talking about, no, I call it football. And she was like, well, I'm sorry to break it to you, but soccer is an English word.
Yes.
And every country that calls it soccer used to be a British colony.
I had this conversation with my son because we're getting near the Olympics, and so he loves soccer. And I'm actually really into soccer when one of my kids is into soccer. And so he's like, why did they start calling it, football in America when obviously football was
Because American football was already
football.
here.
And keep in mind, he's 10. And I made the same argument that actually the way they differentiated sports back a couple hundred years ago in England was whether you were riding a horse or whether you were on foot.
Okay.
And so the differentiation was between horse and different types of football. And so they had what became popular was rugby football and soccer football. And over time, they became known as rugby and soccer. So when the American football got started in the United States, the term football was not actively used for soccer.
Okay.
It was called soccer. So they took football, which is kind of an odd name for American football because how often do they actually put the foot to the ball?
Not at all. That's what
What do you
doesn't
mean
make
not
sense.
at all? They kick
Well,
field
I mean,
goals.
yeah,
they kick extra
they do
points. They
kick.
punt.
But
But
did they do it at the beginning when they just had a spinner? Like all it did was hand it off.
Well, they start the game by kicking the ball.
But like, and when you think
Yes,
about it,
even at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like that is the weirdest. Not like, oh, we call it soccer and that's weird when it should be football. Why is American football called football? That is my argument. Like, it doesn't make sense. I
Maybe
don't know
'cause
what
the
you
ball
would
kinda
call
looks
it,
like a
but
foot.
No, it
That's a
doesn't.
general foot shape. Just giving ideas. I zoned out slightly. Too much
Okay.
sports talk.
okay,
Well, the history geek in me is now going to take a deep dive into this once we're done.
Okay.
yeah, because
To find
soccer. The word soccer comes from Oxford.
And what's it mean?
The dictionary?
No, like
Oh.
the
The
area.
school.
Yes, is where they, because it was short for association something SOC, so then it was ASSOC, and they put ER at the end of things, and so it just got shortened to soccer.
Oh, the British. What an interesting language.
And then they
have.
were like, and then they called it soccer, brought it to America and all the rest of their little colonies, and then left their little colonies and went, you want to know what? We're going to call it football again.
You know what gets me though is that they don't spell it football. They spell it football. That's not English.
Maybe they're trying to add some pizzazz.
They're trying to make some bank off of
That could be.
American football.
I think so.
But anyway, so we were talking about that and getting all excited for the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you guys are all getting excited for the Olympics.
Yes,
Always.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds
It's the only time I'm patriotic.
Yeah.
Every 2 years.
every
USA. USA.
You got the Star Spangled Banner on your Spotify? Are you playing it?
I don't.
No, we'll hear it enough times.
But I think I need to get a cowbell after that Australian swimmer mouthed off.
Cowbell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember, this reminded me way back in the day
Just need a little more cowbell.
when they signed off of television stations and they played the national anthem at the end of the night?
Yes, because
Like
there was no more
always?
TV. They were done.
Yeah, then it just went
Oh, like when TV ended,
Yep.
ended,
Yep.
not the show.
At the
but
end of
like
the-
the end of the television broadcast.
Yes.
right.
They shut her down
Yep.
at
Because
some
TV didn't
point.
run 24/7.
So it's like bedtime's 11 p.m. And
Well, it-
because
it all depended-
Star Spangled Banner.
All depended what was going on. If
breaking news.
no, like derby, what was it called? Derby games, roller derby, whatever. You remember that? This is like pro wrestling except for roller derby.
You'd get-
that would
you'd
get done at like 1 a.m.
Yeah, you'd get like cable access, like
Yeah.
local
Yeah.
So
things.
I think about, I feel like Dana will relate to this, is
Lowrider?
for
Okay. That's not where we're going.
millennials, like when you fell asleep on the couch with the TV on and you woke up at like 2 a.m. and
To
it would
Lowrider.
be, oh no, I was thinking like the sales commercials. It's like,
Oh,
look
the
at this
inf-
blender, look
infomercials?
at this. Yeah. So your guys' version of that would be like waking up and you're just
Star-
hearing the Star Spangled Banner.
Or just
When I was very little, if I timed it just right, I would get up and be able to have on the TV before that started, because the first show was then, I believe, the Bozo Show,
oh yeah.
Bozo the Clown.
Which, looking back on it, what a creepy program.
Have you watched
That
it? That you
sounds
can go back and
terrifying. No, I always woke up to
sample
George
it on
Lopez.
YouTube.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I was going to ask you this too, being that you're a newsman. Do you remember when they used to only have news a couple
I
times
think we
during
could
the
just
day?
have like 2 conversations going.
Fine.
Maybe.
So it used to be like, you guys, CNN's always been a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It used to be that news only happened a few times during the day.
Like
So
at 5:30.
in the morning, they'd be like, here's what's happened while you were sleeping.
Yep.
Oh.
And that was it.
And then at 5:30, here's what happened while you were at work today.
exactly.
Yep. Unless it was really important, or if the president was on.
Then it was breaking news, and they would break in on Dukes of Hazzard or something like
Yeah.
that. But for the most part, that's it. And that was all the news there was. Now there's like 24/7 news cycles and Yahoo News and Apple News. Like, it's news all the time.
Yep.
But is there more stuff happening than there was?
No.
No, I don't think so.
No.
You just had to pick and choose. You're like,
Yep.
Well, and
That
so you
car
being a
accident.
newsman, like for you, news happens every quarter hour, doesn't it? Like when you need to go and announce the news
Every half hour.
every half hour. Is
Well-
there ever anything new in that time frame?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, new things
Like-
happen all the time.
important new? Or
Well,
just like new?
Depends on what you mean by important. I mean, like the other day, for instance.
All things fit to print. Yes.
Well, lately it's been a lot of crashes, motorcycle crashes. A guy got hit in his wheelchair over on 32nd.
I got a bone to pick
You
with you
brought
on
it
that
up first.
story.
Okay.
So I've been scrolling through, and
Uh-huh.
I've been avoiding a certain news station because I don't like that they've switched now. Every article you click on, it's got to pop up that you have to pay to buy it.
Correct.
So I've been
Okay.
avoiding that.
Okay.
So I get a lot of
You just
KFGO
gotta be
news
faster
now.
on the reader.
And I was reading one about this man who was hit in his wheelchair and I'm scrolling, and the writer of it kind of buried the lead that there was also a dog involved. And then I had to read the whole thing till I found out the dog was okay.
That's burying the lead.
Yes.
A man was sent to the emergency room.
I don't care as long as I know the dog lives.
I had to read the whole
See,
thing to
this
know
is-
the dog was safe.
This is actually a thing. they could find, 40 people butchered in a barn somewhere. And if somebody dropped a story like today, somebody threw a cat out of the 12th floor balcony in Minneapolis, nobody would care about the 40 people in the barn.
Right.
It would be all about the cat.
I blame Hollywood
Well-
and all of the violent movies that we grew up with in the 80s.
I
and
think
the
about
90s.
it.
Oh.
We've been desensitized.
Has a dog
Speaking
or a
of-
cat ever done wrong?
A cat?
A cat?
Yes.
All the
I was
time.
going to say, you brought up the wrong animal.
But a dog?
Sarah, you should have known better.
A little
He has
puppy?
Beef with the cat. You guys still have the cat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably for a while. That thing will live forever. Speaking of scary movies,
Oh, yes.
I'm, this is
got
messing with my brain. This Saw series.
I've never seen any of those movies.
So I never watched them either, because I thought it was just 100%
just gross.
yeah,
Not even scary, just gross.
Like on the warning label, it says grisly violence is one of the things that's on there.
Yeah.
For the first two. And I was like, there's no reason for me to watch that, because the first one came out in like 2004.
Right.
And I've never watched any of them.
Right.
On Netflix, they're streaming the 8th one now.
There's been 8 of those
Yeah.
movies?
No, there's been 10. So
What?
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know. I guess what I'll do is go to my store and buy the first one. And if I like it, then I can continue on. But if I don't, then
Brian did
I
not
know.
like it.
So they
Spoiler warning.
had 1 through 3 on a box set, and spoiler alert, they also have 1 through 7 in a box set at my store, because I just bought that before I came here.
Okay. All right. So now you're hooked. Now you're
So now you have 2 versions of 1 and 3?
I do, but it's either $5.99 for one single movie or $5.99 for the box set. If I would have known the other day that it was
they had the 1 through
$5.99,
7?
right, I would have bought that.
Okay.
Anyway,
I applaud you on your smart thrift shopping.
Yeah, because even if I don't like number 4, who cares? If I bought
Yeah.
5, 6, and 7, it was the same price as just buying 4.
Right.
Anyway, these movies, the first 2 were really good. Like, have you seen 7?
No.
The movie 7?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a great movie.
Yeah, this is like 7-ish.
You're kidding me.
No, but the problem is the first 2 are sort of Alfred Hitchcock-like, where you
okay.
know the violence is going on, but you don't see the violence.
That's the way I prefer my violence.
Yeah, they changed gears in the
it's
third one.
scarier that way.
They changed gears in the third one, but now
it's like gratuitous
Oh
violence.
well, and you see all the violence. So I'm gonna see how 4 goes, but now I'm hooked in because the storyline is really good. It's
Seriously?
Yeah. So this guy is
I'm sorry. Just hold on one second before you tell me this. Do you remember the scary movies back in the day?
the ones that
time-
weren't
Scary
scary.
movie?
They were
Scary
just funny.
movie?
Yeah,
Like
by the
scary
time.
movie?
Well, when I was a kid, no, not scary.
Oh.
I mean like Friday the 13th
Nightmare on
not
Elm
those.
Street.
or Nightmare on Elm Street.
House.
Blob.
After like the third one, you're like, okay, this is just silly
Yeah.
now at this point
Yeah,
because
Now it's become dumb.
And-
And they
and-
were funny to begin with anyway. When you watch them as an adult, like
Right.
watching Nightmare on Elm, but when you're a kid, Nightmare on Elm Street,
oh yeah,
no-
I'm not going to sleep ever
no
again.
bueno.
Yes.
So-
bring on the black coffee.
That's me for
I'm
any
6.
scary movie, so.
But the story, this guy named Jigsaw, you always see the
The Jigsaw
it's got the
mask.
cheek.
the mask, yeah, with the cheeks and everything. Well, that's just
Even I know what that is, and I don't even like.
that's
scary
just
movies.
a puppet, and they call this guy Jigsaw because, well, I don't need
They
to
have to do
spoil the movies for
puzzles.
anybody, but yeah,
Okay.
right. But this guy
I
has
feel like that name itself lends to that.
And there's like
he has
saws
he has
everywhere.
no, not everywhere. He has terminal brain cancer, and so
When?
right at the beginning, like that was the deal.
How many years goes by for 10 movies?
Well, I'm only on number 3.
Oh.
It could be a different Jigsaw.
and
Maybe someone took up the mantle.
I think terminal means something
well,
different for
now these 3 movies, I would guess, are in like a 6-month time frame. Like if you were in
Oh.
real time. So anyway, this
Like
guy,
the timeline within the movie world is only 6 months.
right. I think.
Okay, another pause real quick.
Yeah.
So this guy has terminal brain cancer,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh huh.
From the get-go? Like you know he has terminal brain cancer?
You find that out in the first movie.
And yet he's able to like what? Trap people?
Well, he's got help.
Oh.
But you find this out as you go through the movie.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, it's a complex world that Jigsaw is living in.
Okay.
A lot of things going on.
There's a lot of things going on.
I'm just here for the rest of this story once we get there.
But what happens is he gets terminal brain cancer, and then he tries to just end things himself, but he lives. And then he realizes, wait a minute, there's entirely too many people in this world that don't appreciate what they have. So I'm going to see how much they'll appreciate what they have if they're put in a situation where it's either...
So he survived terminal brain cancer.
No, he's still got it.
He survived the unaliving attempt.
Yeah, he survived his suicide attempt.
Oh,
and
okay.
And then
All
he
right.
realized there's too many people in this world who are not appreciative of the things they have. So I'm going to put them in a situation where I'm going to find out how much they do appreciate what they have, or if they just don't appreciate that. And I'm going to make it difficult for them to save themselves. All of his games you can win, but you're going to sacrifice something to
Like
win
an
that
escape
game,
room.
or your foot, or yeah.
Or your friend. You
With
know
a
what?
saw.
With a saw.
I see.
Sometimes
I know
there's,
that scene.
There's not always a saw.
That's fallen into the cultural zeitgeist. The being trapped and eating a saw. That's like from the Saw movies, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's in the first movie. Poor Carrie Elways. I'll spoil this. He lost a foot to get out of the room.
Wesley from The Princess Bride?
Yeah. I didn't know. See, I did not know this until just a week ago that Danny Glover was in the first one.
Wow.
Carrie Elwes was in the first one. Donnie Wahlberg was in the second one. And the third one.
All right. Getting some big names.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, anyway.
No,
Know what?
you did not just tell
Yeah.
us all of that.
We didn't spend
for this.
5 minutes talking about the plot of Saw for
Oh, yeah, it's messing up my dreams.
There we go.
full
Yeah.
circle.
Is that burying the lead?
Well, I was thinking, I'm like, if Ryan doesn't go into this, then I'm just going to start talking of like, it's very much so early 2000s, the non-critical thinking skills of like, this man's going through cancer. He's not going to have a full-time schedule of like healthcare, buying groceries. He's going to have tons of time in the world to, make up puzzles and torture people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the best summary is the one that I sent you guys. So I'll just read this. This was Saturday night after I watched the second one. Overnight, I was on a middle school mission trip, and one of the people we were serving started killing people. He started with a different church, but we were definitely next. We were locked in a church, one I didn't recognize. Hillary, being Hillary Hovden, who should be on the Atonement Mission Trip Hall of Fame,
Yes.
by the way.
Yes, she is. She's an all-star.
Yeah, she was trying to get a hold of Matt, her husband, and I was trying to call Tab, my wife, but no luck. DJ was trying to explain Luther to the guy, but he didn't seem to be interested in any of that.
I love this is what I imagined when I read that, is that you guys are on the phone trying to like figure out what to do, and you just go, DJ.
Yeah.
Go and shove him out with a Bible in his hand and go, good luck,
Distract
buddy.
him.
Yeah, I do remember because I wrote all this down right away so I
Yes.
wouldn't forget, because if I don't write my dreams down, and 15 minutes later they're gone. So I
Yes.
wrote everything down. But I specifically remember you talking to the guy and like pushing your glasses up as you're trying to explain Luther, and that guy had nothing for it.
I didn't die in your dream, did I?
Well, no, because so you were trying to explain Luther. I found a shovel, and my first thought was to thump him in the back of the head with it. But Hillary was concerned that he wouldn't die, and he'd start, we'd just make him more angry. So we needed a better plan. So I started looking for something to whittle the wooden end of the shovel
To make a shank.
to make a shank, and then I woke up. So luckily for that guy,
Ryan,
my alarm
think
saved
I
him from.
appreciate the most is that one day I just fully see you as the dude from The Matrix going to your kids of, do you want the red notebook or the blue notebook? One is your like smoking recipes and like your smoker secrets, and one's your dream journal.
Yeah,
It's either going to be really good or really weird.
yeah. So
I'm actually uplifted that my Luther talk to you seemed like a well enough strategy to at least distract the murderer.
It's all to save the children, DJ.
It's burrowed down into your subconscious, which is great. And I lived. So
as far as I know, I woke up. So
do you know what's missing from all? I'm making an assumption, but do you know what's missing from all the Saw movies?
Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah, I would say so.
I think Jesus would turn the whole story around.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would make if someone would just share Jesus with the homicidal
Jigsaw.
maniac.
Well,
he might have a whole change of heart on everything.
well, we can see Luther certainly didn't do the trick.
This is DJ's version of like Legally Blonde, where it's like exercising releases endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. Happy people just don't shoot their husbands. Christians, mostly asterisks, don't become homicidal maniacs.
exactly.
So yeah, so that was my weekend.
That's great.
Alan.
Of course, in my version of it, the movie would only last about 20 minutes, and that would be the end of the entire series because,
The grisly violence was
yeah,
yeah.
Jesus would fix it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
From the beginning.
Someone would share Jesus, and Jigsaw would have a change of heart, and that would be the end of his.
That's fair.
His killing
Maybe
spree.
you should see. They are on number 10, which I think came out just last year. So maybe you could get a hold of the filmmakers and
Yeah,
see if
Fast
we can
and
bring a
Furious.
see if
DJ,
we can.
what you need to do is just write your own horror film,
Bring 'em.
that's
There you go.
how it ends, and you pitch
Or-
that.
Bring a
This is-
peaceful end to it.
This is the message takeaway from this podcast right now is no matter who you're around, share Jesus with them because you could stop a homicidal maniac.
Yeah.
Or you could just brighten someone's day.
Well,
Hopefully the latter.
We've talked about this before, and it is modern culture, I believe, is dystopian. All of it is.
Uh-huh.
And what does that mean? It means that there's no hope, and so all the entertainment, like those kind of movies, are there to help us cope with the reality of how to reconcile impossible situations.
Mm-hmm.
What's missing is Jesus.
Yeah.
What's missing is the gospel
Mm-hmm.
in all of the stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And no Hollywood producer would ever hire me because no one is going to watch 10 movies when the bad guy, comes to Jesus in the first one, and that's the end of the story. And then it's just them hanging out with him as terminal cancer does its work.
Yep. That's true.
That's true.
There's no arguing
There's
with that.
Yeah, that's the end of it.
So
That's the end of it.
yeah, that was a difficult night. Okay. Do you ever wake up tired from your dream because it's exhausting?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I was like, oh, man, I almost died last night.
Wake up and it's like, it's morning. I survived that.
I survived the night.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the cat's still here.
And the cat's still here.
Dang it.
Was the cat sitting on the end of the bed just looking at you like?
No.
Are you going to get really concerned one day if like your cat rolls in on a tricycle with like maybe some swirls on its cheeks or something?
I don't know why that would happen. So yes, it probably would really freak me out. Actually,
That would freak me out too.
Noted.
I wonder if Amazon you can find the Jigsaw cat costume.
I'm sure you could. We could get some like pet safe.
So
paint.
I did have a segue, but it went away at some point because there's something we were talking about the Olympics,
Yep.
and then you were talking about your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're going to do something really special. That's we're going to define we're going to answer the definitive question of what is the best way and size and shape and I guess mechanism by which to get in your Reese's
Mm-hmm.
peanut butter and chocolate.
And
Okay.
what's the good ratio of peanut butter to chocolate? It was apparently
Wait.
somebody's criteria.
Are we going to first share our initial
We already
thoughts
did.
and preferences?
We already did
Oh,
this.
okay.
Well, we can get Sarah's.
We need to get Sarah in on
See
this.
the previous episode.
Yeah, if you have no idea what we're talking about, you missed an episode. Shame on you.
I'm just going to go out and say Reese's shapes. Like holiday shapes are the best ones.
No, too much
Ooh,
peanut
so
butter.
like
Trees.
Like the
there's
trees?
a bunch of them. Trees.
Eggs. Pumpkins.
pumpkins.
Those are the three I noticed.
Too much
Footballs
peanut butter.
get to be too much.
What
shape.
about have you tried the Reese's medals?
No, I haven't
They-
even
they-
seen them yet
Yeah,
for the
they
Olympics.
came out with medals for the Olympics.
Seems
I'm
like there'd
gonna
be
have
too
to go
much
to
peanut butter
Target.
in that as well.
I will say,
Sir,
having tried
you're-
it,
Ryan, are you telling me you go to the gas station, you go to the grocery store, and you're thinking, I would like a treat that's chocolate. I'm gonna get a Reese's. No, get a Hershey's bar.
If it's got the right amount of chocolate to the peanut butter, then it's perfect.
We've already
cups.
discussed that your ratio is very whack.
Yeah.
So
Like crisscross.
Make you want to jump?
Wiggity,
I knew
wiggly,
when I
wiggity.
said it too. I was like, I should have picked a different word. I felt that coming
All
as
right.
I spoke.
So let's. Everyone has their opinions, but we're gonna decide it right here, right now.
Okay.
So what do you want to start with? Should we start
have
with
to-
this?
What do you have? I don't know what you got.
Oh,
I don't know what you have.
for you watching at home.
I got all of these.
All right, let's.
I should almost take a picture of it as we
You
do
should.
this.
All right, hold
I
on.
will.
Set this down for a second.
We did look up how many items, like products, Reese's has, and they have almost like 1,000 different types of Reese's.
I would say boatload.
Would you like to know what is a real kind of shame and scam? Is when you go to Reese's World in Vegas, they only have like 6 things in there.
That's
Yeah,
that's
Reese's not
This
bad.
is the
That's
perfect.
lame.
This is
no,
perfect
see,
right
those
here.
are just not big enough.
No.
These are perfect.
We
That's
bought
a
those
good
for
little
you,
snack.
so just so you know, like
So, have you ever gone to Hershey World
In Las Vegas, I have.
No, in the
I have.
Hershey, Pennsylvania.
No, I've not.
Oh, see,
Oklahoma.
But-
you can get every. I'll take a picture when I go there.
Okay.
They have things
They
that
have-
aren't.
So
They have licorice that's like a foot and a half
we're
long.
not talking
That's
about
Reese's?
licorice.
No, not
No.
Reese's.
Oh,
I'm
just
just
like
saying,
the
like in the
Twizzlers?
store. Yeah,
You can get a Reese's that is about 3 feet tall.
you can get
sounds
Excellent.
delicious.
a 5-pound Reese's. Yeah.
So the bag that DJ just pulled out,
Yes, is the perfect one.
They are the miniature
that has
cups.
a time of year for me, and that's Christmas time. And I prefer them when you take
Not Halloween?
peanut butter cookie dough and put it in a cookie tin and then push them in the center.
Not
And make
Oh,
little
so
peanut butter
like a
blossoms.
Well, and of course you
Peanut
can
butter.
always add Reese's to other things
Oh,
and
yeah.
make them even better. At Christmas time, they're the bells.
That too.
And
Also a
we,
good one.
we put them in a jar, and they last like half a day, and then we buy more, and
Yeah.
yeah. So this is the miniatures. This is Ryan's choice.
This
It's-
is perfection.
and there's different flavors. So
Yep. So we've got the white chocolate, evidently, and dark chocolate and milk chocolate.
yes,
Which the only correct answer on any of these is milk chocolate.
I'm not. Yeah, that's true. I'm not a white chocolate person. Do you
Agreed.
guys like them?
No,
I am not.
tastes like plastic.
I had a bad experience with white chocolate when I was little, and I've never gotten over it.
I don't know if I've ever had the dark chocolate ones.
Well, you can
Oh.
go ahead and try it.
I'm all about dark chocolate.
Okay,
That's good stuff.
I'm gonna try one, but I guarantee that it's got the perfect chocolate to peanut butter ratio in these.
Do you know what the problem with this is?
No,
Is so much gets stuck to that little paper wrapper though. And unless you're in the
talking about?
privacy of your own home, you can't like
what are you talking about?
right there. Look at this.
You don't know how to open it right.
Oh,
There's a right way to.
There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's.
Exactly.
All right.
Perfect.
I just realized we're gonna have a lot of mouth noises in this episode. I'm gonna hate editing it.
what number are you on there, Ryan? 3?
Number one.
I'll mute you.
So you say
Yeah.
that this is the perfect. I'm actually going to try a white chocolate.
What?
I will.
I haven't had
white
one since I was 6, so if there's a bucket nearby, I might need it. Do
It's over there behind Sarah.
you remember you could get pretzels with white chocolate on them? Do you guys ever have
Oh
that?
yeah.
Yeah.
I like those.
I had that when I was about 6. Ooh, just the smell of it, I'm like. I had that when I was little, and it's my earliest memory of getting sick, like physically sick.
That's me with the Hershey's cookies and creams bar.
Same
I
thing.
love
Yeah,
that
is
so much.
See,
Just
the,
the smell of it, it's like, oh.
see these, the milk chocolate ones are perfect. But all of them have the perfect chocolate to peanut butter ratio.
I will
White
say I
chocolate
really
doesn't
like
taste like anything.
I like the packaging of the dark chocolate. Like if this was available at Halloween,
The black paper.
yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be really cool.
The white chocolate, Dana, tastes like bad memories.
That's fair. I'll give you that one.
I'm getting some
I'll let you
slight
have
trauma coming through. No,
DJ's just having
Perfect.
flashbacks. We're just gonna move
I
on
am.
while he processes. It's okay.
I gotta get this one in.
Perfect. Bingo.
The dark chocolate's pretty good.
Was it? Should we actually maybe get up and
Bring
bring
that
that closer to
Yep.
us?
My son works tonight. Just throw him on the floor.
Does he actually?
He may be here already.
Does he come in this room?
I don't know.
I don't think so. Don't think they come in here that often.
All right. So what are your thoughts of the Reese's miniatures? We know where Ryan stands.
They're good. They're okay.
It's a classic.
I will not eat the dark chocolate one because I hate dark chocolate. But
Oh, come on. I sucked up
Yeah.
and sucked
The
it up
dark
and ate the
chocolates are
white
actually
chocolate.
really good. Not too dark chocolatey.
fine,
The
I
milk
will eat
chocolate is the best
But-
one. White chocolate's the worst of these, but it's still probably better than the.
Everything else.
But I agree with DJ in which these are not enough.
No.
Give me
Well, no,
sec-
you just keep popping them. It's
No.
it's like popcorn.
Do you know how much time
That's
I'm
so much
wasting peeling
waste,
this
too.
paper?
What do you mean waste?
Think of the landfills. That takes up so much room. You can't recycle any of that.
Wasteful.
If you throw it in the street, it'll go down the drain. You can't do that. I was joking. Don't do that.
If you throw it in the street, doesn't the city come and pick
All
it up?
for
Isn't
goofs.
that,
Yeah, but it'll still go to the landfill.
If you work for the city and would like to fine Ryan Janke for littering, we will give you his address.
But that's true. Well, anyway, moving on.
So in this party bag, there is what? 3 pieces or 1 serving size, right?
Uh-huh.
And it just says varied serving. You have no idea how many serving sizes are in here.
You know,
there could be 3. There could be 3,000. And my problem with that is that I can eat that whole bag in one sitting,
Yeah.
and not realize and not be satiated.
see this.
Like I'll just keep eating until
well, yeah,
I'm
because
full.
all the work that takes to unwrap, then you have a little bit more room in your stomach after you eat
Yeah,
the first
you've already
one.
Right.
digested
You've
the
burned
first
the
one.
calories, put the energy in.
and at
Well, they're all 2-pound bags, right? 2 pounds, 1 ounce.
Yeah, but what's the weight of a single Reese's?
Yeah,
Well,
that's what
weigh it out if you're that. Nobody. If you're eating Reese's for one thing, you're not concerned about how your serving
3
size
pieces
is.
is-
I will
contraire.
no. Contraire.
Don't get weird with me.
I will put this out there that I will look at Reese's and go, that is a healthy candy choice because it's got peanut butter in it and it's got protein.
That's
Same
true.
with peanut butter M&Ms.
I like that logic. I got to
Yeah.
go down that
Yeah.
road. At
See.
Halloween, I love being the one to stay home because I buy Reese's to
Yep.
hand out to the kids, but
got
I
the
buy a
good
bag
candy.
for me, right? And they're not the miniatures; they're the individual, regular size ones, right?
And then you go, one for you, one for me.
But I know that at least once a year, I am gonna binge on those things and
Yeah.
suffer after the fact.
They're so good.
And that's my issue with this. They're too small. They give you a taste, but they leave you wanting more. So it's like eating popcorn of just Reese's.
And
And
The healthiest ones are apparently the white chocolate.
that's probably why I like them the least. Wait, dark chocolate's good for you.
It's good for your heart.
see,
Yes, but like in terms of like how much protein, how much sugar,
Yeah.
the white ones are better.
okay.
But if you're looking at calories, they're the worst. So you gotta weigh
You win some, you lose some.
how
Pick
much
how you
sugar do you
keep
want to
track.
take in, how many calories.
So this is Ryan's vote for the best. What do you guys have a vote yet at this point?
It's a 7 out of 10.
It's not enough, and I would like more peanut butter.
Like if
Believe
somebody
it or
offers
not.
this to me, I'm not going to say,
Oh,
"Ugh,
if you're like,
no,
no.
thanks.
Here's
but
some candy. What do you want? Do you want a Tootsie Roll or do you want a Reese's peanut butter cup? I'm gonna be like, give me the
yeah,
peanut butter.
Of course.
It's kind of like the bottled Diet Coke.
But
of
out of
Reese's.
my options that
Every
I
day
know
and twice
exist,
on Sundays, of course. Yeah. What's that?
I said out of the options that I know exist in that bag, these are not high on the list. I don't think.
I would give these. I agree with Sarah. This is a 7 out of 10. Now coming next
What do we have
is
here now?
Dana's favorite, so we're gonna pass it her way, and she can announce what this is.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of That Podcast. Don't forget that you can find us every Sunday morning at 9 and 10:30, either here at Atonement, 4601 South University Drive in Fargo, or online at atonement.live or atonementfargo.org. We also have a YouTube channel where you can find our services live or a wide variety of resources. Again, that's YouTube, atonement.live or atonementfargo.org. So for all of us here at Atonement, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time for another riveting episode of That Podcast.